Today I'm going to show you how to do pickled shrimp. If you've never heard of pickled shrimp, it's a southern delicacy. It's delicious and it's perfect for summer that's coming in, the hot, the heat, when you want something light, you don't want nothing bogging you down, something real heavy. It's perfect for that. So I'm gonna spend the next 3 weeks hitting on some recipes I've been wanting to do, but just been putting them on the back burner. But we're starting with this one. I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. Going to get started with these 2 pounds of Gulf Coast shrimp. Got them fresh this morning right here in Biloxi, Mississippi. I've got to remove the heads, remove the shells, and devein these. So I've got all the shrimp done. As you can see, the shells are off. They're completely deveined. I did leave the little tail sections on there to kind of give them a handle. And here's the shells and heads, and what I do with these is I will vacuum pack these, or at least put them in a Ziploc. You can make a really good seafood stock with the leftover heads and shells. So in a big pot, I've got 4 cups of water, and into that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Give that a little mix. So I've got this on a medium-high heat. Into that I'm going to add in the shrimp. And we're just going to cook this gently over the next 5 minutes or so. I don't want to overcook these. Matter of fact, I want to undercook them a little, because you'll see why later. I'll just stir these occasionally over the next few minutes. All right, these have been going about 3 or 4 minutes, and as you can see, they're starting to get some reddish orangish color, which indicates they are cooking. This sort of temp is that. That's only at 142, which means they are just barely cooking. So the thermometer I'm using, this is a ThermoPro Lightning, which means it reads lightning fast, like 1 second fast. They're running a really good deal on this thermometer right now. The link's in the description for ThermoPro. Go over there and use my exclusive discounts and get you one of these. You won't regret it. Yeah, we're getting a nice curl. That's as far as I want to go with it. So we're going to turn the fire off. And into that I'm going to add all this ice. That's just to cool it down. We're going to cool them shrimp right back down. What this is going to do is produce some very tender, not mushy, but very tender and juicy shrimp. This is going to ensure that's what you end up with. So while the shrimp are cooling, I have been putting a few things together. I've got 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. I want to put it in this dish. Now into the vinegar we're adding 1/4 cup of sugar. That sugar is to tame down the vinegar to where it doesn't have such a severe bite. Now into that I've got some Zatarain's crawfish and shrimp crab boil. Now I went ahead and took 2 tablespoons of that. We're going to add this to this. I'm just going to pop this in a microwave for about 2 minutes just to heat it through, dissolve that sugar. So I just come out of the microwave with this, and as you can see it's really hot, so you got to let all that cool down. Stir it up, make sure all your sugar gets dissolved into that vinegar. It's also releasing all the flavors and aromas from that crab boil mix, which is similar. That particular one is very similar to a pickling spice. It's got coriander seeds, it's got allspice, it's got a variety of things. It's got dill in it, it's got a little bay leaf in it. You could create your own. You could read the ingredients offline of this and pretty much just make your own. But we buy this stuff around here and it's real quick and easy. And the other thing I did was went ahead and removed the shrimp, and I blotted them dry with paper towels. You need to kind of get off as much excess water as you can. It's not critical, but I would recommend taking the time to do that. So I have allowed this to cool completely off. I popped it in the fridge. That made short order of it. We got our shrimp dried, and I have prepped all the other ingredients. This is going to go fast. So into this, I've got 1 cup of olive oil. Now I've got 1/4 cup of capers going in. I've got 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce going in. Got another teaspoon of just plain salt. Got 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, and I'm using Tabasco. You could use a Tabasco, a Louisiana hot sauce. And I also have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. So now you see why I said do not fully cook your shrimp. I mean, they're just barely cooked, because this vinegar is going to continue to cook this shrimp, kind of like a ceviche, or actually exactly like a ceviche. Now there's different recipes for this. I'm putting more of a South Mississippi twist to it with this Zatarain's going in here. But there again, they're all very related, very similar. Now I want to take and add the shrimp. That's some really nice sized shrimp. I've got 1 whole red onion, or purple onion, some people call it, that I have cut into slices like that. And I've got 1 whole lemon that I've quartered. Actually, it's more than quartered. I've got 10 individual wedges, and I have removed the seed. So all that goes in. You just want to stir all this in really good. Make sure you get good coverage on everything. The onions, make sure the lemon's down there so it can pick up that acid, that citric acid. That's looking pretty good right there. I think we're gonna be fine with that. Now I'm gonna take this plate that I had the onions on, and I just want to take and weight this down. Give it a good push. I'm gonna put some saran wrap over this. We're gonna pop it in the fridge for 3, no more than 4 hours. The thing about this, and the fact that it's got all that vinegar, it will continue to cook. So if you think you're going overnight or something like that, you're going to ruin the texture of these shrimp. I would say 3 is an ideal number. 4 be good. It's been 4 hours, and now I did pull some of the shrimp on top. Everything was buried under. The reason I did that was to take a few thumbnails for presentation. But man, it looks fantastic. And I actually got my wife to try one of these before I did, just to see, and what do you say?
They are fantastic.
Okay, well, I'm fixing to find out. So let me reach down in here and grab one. That one looks like it'll work. Let's do a taste. All right, so here we go. Fantastic, unbelievable flavor. Now, like I said earlier, 3 to 4 hours, they're ready to eat. The texture is perfect on these. Just keep in mind, you could probably stretch it into tomorrow. I mean, they'll be good tomorrow. It's just the texture's gonna start changing. The vinegar is gonna work on it more and more and more, if you know what I'm saying. Right now, they are perfect. Well, I'm fixing to dive head first into this bowl of shrimp, me and my wife. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you give it a try. I'm out.